Have you ever wondered what it's like to escape like two countries and still be a killer? Well, today we go over Danilo Cavalcante.
We here at Angry Me Production want to thank our sponsor, Mobile Notary Mindy. She's certified with the National Notary Association. She's also bonded and E&O insured. She offers a wide range of services including wills, powers of attorney, medical documents, healthcare proxies, living wills, certification of trust, assignment of personal property, HIPAA waivers, advanced healthcare directives, and 99 verification. You can find her on Facebook, TikTok, and Instagram at Mobile Notary Mindy. You can also visit her webpage at texasmobilenotarymindy.com. That's TX, mobilenotarymindy.com. Thank you so much and enjoy the show.
Ladies and gentlemen of all ages, boys and girls, thank you for tuning in to yet another episode of Angry Me Production. We appreciate you coming in and letting us be a part of your lives week in and week out. We hope to do our best to present you with something that your eardrums delight in. Whether you're looking at us on YouTube or Rumble, or listening to us on Spotify, Google, or Anchor, or any of the other podcast services that we are currently on or trying to get on, we thank you. And if you don't mind, at the end of every episode, stop by, leave us a comment, leave us a like. If it asks for 5 stars, we'll take 5 stars, even if you don't like us. 5 stars are what it's all about. With that being said, we hope you enjoy our attempt to make our advocation our vocation. Ladies and gentlemen, let the games begin.
Welcome, Angry Faithful. Yes, today we're going to talk about Danilo Cavalcante. He was an escapee that escaped in the end of August and lasted 2 weeks out in the open, in the real world, what we call the correctional officer lingo. I did a breakdown of the whole thing as a correctional officer with the Failure to Stop podcast. With Eric Tansey and Drew Breezy, which great. Check it out. All their stuff is really good. They're funny, wonderful guys. And it was really great to be on their show and doing that episode. Had some good laughs, had some good discussions on all that stuff. But let's go ahead. And yes, this is going to be a short one again this week. And if you are in up around Texas Speedway this weekend, you'll get to see me, Johnny, and Chris up at the NASCAR event. We're gonna get as much photos and everything, and hopefully we get. It's just gonna be a wonderful time for all of us. It's very hard for all three of us to get together, and I am so pumped for this weekend. These guys are wonderful guys. That's the reason why they're part of my podcast. We keep each other in check, and I would go to the end of the world for these guys. But let's divvy into Danilo Cavalcante. Now I'm just going to call him Dan for the rest of the episode because my Spanish is off. And Stephen Hawking is going to join us to say a couple of the words and towns and everything that's in Brazil that I think. Well, Brazil does like Portuguese, not Spanish. So. And if everybody wonders off of the Failure to Stop podcast why I touch my nose a lot, it's not because I'm a cocaine addict. It's because I got really, really bad allergies here in Texas. And Texas is one of the worst places for a person with allergies. But love the state. I'll suffer. Anyways. Danilo Cavalcante, Dan, He was born July 3rd, 1989. He was a Brazilian national accused of murder in Brazil state and the state of, Stephen Hawking's come back from the grave and tell us this word.
Tocantins.
And was convicted of murder in the United States of Pennsylvania. So he did this twice. He killed two people. One in Brazil, another one in one in Brazil, and one in Pennsylvania. But after the original beginning, wanted the Brazilian authorities for his alleged role in the stabbing of the shooting death of. Oh, okay. Finally found him. Valder Jr. Mora de Reis in 2017. Dan fled to the United States 4 years later in April 2021. Dan was arrested for the fatal stab of Deborah Brano. And from what Drew told me after he was, he did this in front of his kids. I've gone over a lot of killers and everything. And the one repeatable thing is no matter what, even if they go to prison for a crime, there's a certain amount of people that do not change their stripes and colors. And this being one of them. But on August 31st, 2023, just days after being convicted and sentenced to life imprisonment for the murder of his girlfriend, Dan escaped the Chester County prison, triggering a manhunt by police that would last 14 days in the span of Chester County area before he was captured in September 13th, 2023. Now, we go over a lot of this on the Failure Stop podcast. Yes, this is going to be a dual cast. You go over, you learn about the guy here, and you learn, the correctional officer stuff and a little bit more, and have fun with the Failure Stop guys. Just check that out. I sent it to, I've been sending it all day. You'll get that first and you'll get this last, but check that out. But Dan was born, July 3rd, 1989, in Brazil, in the state of Stephen Hawking's. Spanish is better.
Marinade.
Little is known about his early life, though it is known that Dan ran into multiple legal issues in Brazil throughout his youth. So, but in November 2017, Dan was accused of fatally shooting 20-year-old student Valor Jr. Mora de Reis 5 times on November 5th outside the restaurant in the city of Stephen Hawking's.
Figueiredopolis.
Investigators indicated that they were friends, and the murder was overdue of a vehicle repair debt that Reyes owed him. 1 week after the crime, the Brazilian justice system accepted a request to provide detention made by the public prosecutor's office, issuing a warrant for him. Dan, in turn, became a fugitive and hid into the wooded areas to prevent his arrest. Now, on the 2021 murder of Deborah Brandano, while living in Chester County, Dan began a relationship with Deborah Brandano, also a Brazilian. According to investigators, Brandano ended her relationship with Dan, which angered him. He then began threatening Brandano. It's sad I can say Brandano, but I can't say the rest his last name constantly. Soon thereafter, in 2020, on April 18th, 2021, Deborah was in the front of the house of Skullkills. I'm gonna have to Stephen Hawking. Skullkill. Township with her 7-year-old daughter and 40-year-old son when Cavalcante attacked her and stabbed her 38 times. Bernardo's daughter then ran to the neighbor's house to alert them and call 911. Bernardo was taken to God, words today. I know I'm coming down with something a little bit, but this is just ridiculous in some of these words.
Pauli
Hospital, but ultimately succumbed to her injuries. Meanwhile, Cavalcante fled Pennsylvania to avoid arrest and was on the run for several hours until he was found and arrested by the Virginia State Police in Prince William County, Virginia. Cavalcante was then extradited back to Pennsylvania. Cavalcante trial was on August 16th, 2023 in Chester County, where a jury took just 15 minutes to react to the guilty verdict. Cavalcante was sentenced to life imprisonment without the possibility of parole on August 22nd. Now, we went over the president escape and the manhunt, and we'll go over it again and go in more detail on this. Once Cavalcante was confirmed to be missing, the prison was put on lockdown and a manhunt ensued. Like I said in Failure to Stop podcast, that's what happens. The place is locked down. They verify if the person escaped and they have video footage. They go ahead in full lockdown and try to find him. Around an hour after he escaped, he was spotted walking on a road around 2 miles west of the prison. Police would search this area with multiple tips and potential sightings being reported by residents, with one homeowner claiming Cavalcante was in his house and stole his food. During an early morning of September 2nd, Cavalcante was spotted on the residential security camera crossing through the backyard of a home around 1.5 miles away from the prison. Police created a search perimeter around the area, securing railroads that travel through the area to prevent Cavalcante from potentially fleeing. A bounty was put on him for a $10,000 reward for any information leading to his capture. By September 4th, the search party had intensified its manpower and helicopter flying over the search area, being played a recording message of Cavalcante's mother speaking in Portuguese, pleading Cavalcante peacefully surrender to authorities. Next morning, Cavalcante was spotted on a trail camera the property area of Longwood Gardens, located about 2 miles south of the prison. Police set up a new perimeter centering around the property. Longwood Gardens, also with the school in close proximity to the search area, would close while the search took place. Basically, they closed down the school so they could search for this guy. And it would have been dangerous if he, well, dangerous. It would have been danger. We'll just go. It would be danger if he got into that school and threatened kids and everything. But a good thing they saw the writing on the wall and they closed down the school. Police continued an intense search of the property for the rest of the week. Longwood Gardens briefly reopened for limited access until it was forced to evacuate and close again after another sighting of the property on September 7th. On the same day, police upped the reward for information leading to the capture from $10,000 to $20,000. Pennsylvania State Police Lieutenant Colonel George Bims, Stephen Hawking. Make sure I got this guy's last name.
Bivens
Would lead both manhunt and for Cavalcante, and was a key figure in 2014 manhunt for fugitive Eric Fins, saying in September 8th that there was over 400 local, state, and federal agents searching for Cavalcante in the perimeter. Authorities involved included the U.S. Marshals, FBI, and DEA. The intense search continued until the major development took place on September 9th when Cavalcante appeared to have broken through the search perimeter. God, words. Perimeter. Perimeter. God. Yeah, if you want to make fun of me in the comments, go right ahead. I'll take you the shots. Couple of punches, I don't care. At Longwood Gardens. When he was spotted in the Ring video, a Ring video doorbell standing on the porch of a former coworker's house in East Pikeland Township near Phoenixville, near 20 miles northeast of the search perimeter. Cavalcante appeared to have shaven and was wearing a new set of clothes. Police found that Cavalcante stolen a van owned by a local dairy store near Longwood Gardens and drove to Phoenixville's area. On the morning of September 10th, at approximately 10:40 a.m., Cavalcante's stolen van was discovered and abandoned out of fuel in a field in East Natmill Township. The search perimeter shifted to another new location at this time in the area where the stolen van was. At the same day, Cavalcante's sister, Elena, now I can say the last word, I can't say her name.
Eleni.
Eleni Cavalcante was arrested by ICE as official for immigration issues. I don't know what that makes of it, but we'll go through it. On September 11th, the search continued. Cavalcante was placed on a Interpol red list, and the authorities upped the reward for information on Cavalcante's whereabouts from 20,000 to 25,000. That now Cavalcante was cited again, and a 911 call reported a shooting near a elementary school, South Covent Township. Police found that Cavalcante broke into the garage of a home in the area. The homeowner discovered Cavalcante in his home and reported it shot him 7 times, but Cavalcante was able to escape the house and steal a .22 rifle with a scope and a flashlight from the home. Police then discovered Cavalcante's sweaty shirt and shoes in close proximity of the home. Once Cavalcante was confronted to be armed, police urged residents in the area of South Coventry Township to lock all the doors, windows, and vehicles, and to shelter in place. All schools, Owen J. Roberts School District was closed for the next day. Police created a new search perimeter in South Country Township that was tighter than the previous one. As they confident they now had Cavalcante surrounded, the search continued throughout the day of September 12th. Around 1 a.m. on September 13th, a DEA plane with thermal imaging technology spotted Cavalcante in the woods. Despite the signs, police were forced to wait until the sunrise to approach because inclement weather had hindered the surveillance plane for safely operation. The capture at 8 a.m. on morning of September 13th, police discovered Cavalcante sleeping with the rifle he had stolen from a home 2 nights ago. Cavalcante attempted to flee by crawling in the thick underbrush, but police trained Bellawong, I can't even say that, Belgian Malinois, named Yoda, Star Wars reference. Thank you, Yoda kicked your ass. Subdued Cavalcante by biting him on the head and holding him until police arrived. Lieutenant Colonel George Beavens said at the press conference, Yoda caused major injury to Cavalcante's scalp during his capture. Following his capture, the SWAT team transported Cavalcante to the Pennsylvania State Police Barracks in Avondale, where they interviewed him before transferring to State's Correctional Institution in Phoenix, in Montgomery County, Pennsylvania, where he currently is being held. During the aftermath, following Cavalcante's capture, local and state officials, including Pennsylvania Governor Josh Shapiro, is that? Oh, it's not Shapiro.
Shapiro.
Yeah, Shapiro. Expressed gratitude towards the many law enforcement officers that assisted in the search of Cavalcante. Chester County District Attorney Dan Rains declared, "Today is a great day here in Chester County. Our nightmare is finally over, and the good guys won. We owe a debt in gratitude to all of the first responders for their timeless and dedicated efforts to bringing this fugitive to justice. They worked around the clock, and we're deeply grateful for all of them." I hate to say this right now, but y'all need to up your game on the facility that he escaped from, because, like I said, failure stop, a deep dive escaped. Well, I broke it down on their breakdown, and yeah, that facility needs to be remodeled, and they need to make a new one. I know it's expensive, but sometimes you gotta keep people safe. Cavalcante was interviewed by police just after his capture, where he revealed that he survived off of watermelon and creek water, only traveled at night, and even was almost stepped on by police officers at one point while hiding. Jesus! Cavalcante had planned to steal a car and either drive to Canada or get to Puerto Rico. Yeah, actually, I didn't say this on Tansy's podcast, but I looked at it, and if he had went to the river, he could have made it down. I think it was Delaware. Yeah, it was the Delaware River when we were doing our research for that podcast. And this one, if he had gotten to the Delaware River and made like a makeshift raft, he could have gone all the way down to the coast so easily. But we all imagine. So, following Cavalcante's escape, the Chester County Prison Board, which oversees the Chester County Prison, received sharp criticism from residents of the area for failing to prevent Cavalcante's escape. Residents noted that the prison had the opportunity to make the appropriate security upgrades near after May 19th escape of Igor Bolte. And these upgrades could have potentially prevented Cavalcante from escaping, as he used the same method Bolte used to escape. The prison had already fired the prison guard who was on duty during the Cavalcante's escape on September 7th, with the prison claiming that the guard had opportunity to spot Cavalcante as he was escaping. Days after Cavalcante was captured, Chester County Prison announced they had installed a tin roof over the area where Cavalcante shimmied up two walls to access the roof to escape, along with the other various security measures upgrades being put into place. Okay, that's the end of it. And my take on this is you already had a guy escape May 19th. And if you look at they hid the videos so well of the original guy that escaped May 19th. This is still speculation. I don't have a full identification of the guy that helped him out. He was a spotter. If you can see on Failure Stop podcasts, I gave them the full video. It wasn't chopped up like everybody else sees. They even blared out on certain ones of the guy. And I believe, now this is my opinion, I believe it was the guy from May 19th that showed him how to do it and was his spotter. I mean, there's certain similarities and everything. If I had a facial recognition to get the Igor and that guy in the videos, stuff, it may be like spot on, but I'm not sure until I have like full data and everything. But they had a chance 3 months. 3 months chance to change that stuff, and they didn't. That, in my opinion, that's screwing the pooch. They already had and I totally agree with the council on this. Is they had an opportunity to upgrade this stuff really fast. I mean, a tin roof over the spot that he escaped, so they couldn't go over that, and they dropped the ball. It's ridiculous. And I understand, government work, and you'll have stupid people do stupid things, but anyways, thank you all for watching. Thank you all for listening. Check us out on all platforms. We're technically on everything. You'll never get away from us. That's our promise. But check us out up at NASCAR Sunday, up at the Texas Speedway. If you get this and you're watching us, say hi. We'll high five you. And yeah, goodbye.